He's a top producing realtor as well as a partner at Redline. Jordan Hancock, thank you so much for sharing your time today.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me on this.
My pleasure. So in, just over 4 years, you've started building a really successful business, but let's take it back to the beginning. And how did you get into real estate and what did those early years as an agent look like for you?
Yeah, so the way I got into it, I was oil and gas for 15 years. And the company I was at, I kind of got to the place where there was no more growth potential. So it was a decision I had to make. It was, do I stick it out at the same kind of level that I'm at and just retire and just be happy? Or do I find something where the growth is endless and I can just kind of keep thriving and keep moving on and keep leveling up my career? So I made the big jump, and that's what pushed me into real estate. So then when you ask, what did it look like in the early years? So it's kind of that saying, drinking from a fire hose. So when you first get into it, there is information flying at you from every direction. And then on top of that, you have to somehow figure out how to get your business off the ground. So in the very, very beginning, it's overwhelming. Like there's a lot to be done, and they don't really train any of that in the coursework for getting your license. So there's a lot of kind of punching in the dark or navigating through the fog, I guess, at the very beginning. So
yeah, so true. And so you found yourself in a team model at the very beginning. And then 2 years into that, you decided to transition out of that team and over to the Redline model. What was the reason for that?
So the Redline model, it attracted me because it's kind of like, it's what they say is it's a team without a team, but I need to clarify that because we're very much a team. But like, you are able to be a solo agent, but have all the support of having a team. So all the marketing and all the advice and the training and all that stuff. But at the same time, you can still run the business, your business, how you want to run it. And there's an immense amount of support behind you when you're doing that. So that's the main reason.
Yeah, absolutely. So what does your business look like now, and what's something that's really working for you?
So my business right now, so it's healthy, it's going well. Right now I'm focused on just building the foundational blocks and putting all those together. So then for the next foreseeable future, I can just keep leveling up. What I'm seeing right now, there's a lot of referral business, a lot of people that I've maybe sold to in the past or something like that. They're coming back to me. And that's awesome, because I've heard lots of people like influencers and all the real estate gurus out there, they talk about there's like a 6-year benchmark. So if you can make it to that 6-year benchmark, the business, instead of prospecting and just starving to get new clients, the business starts to pay back in dividends where people are coming back to you. There's people that you've sold to before, and they tell their friend about you, and then they come to you. So it's really starting to kind of get to that tipping point where that's where I'm at. So I'm just trying to create a better foundation so I have a much more solid business moving forward.
Yeah, it's amazing when you get to that point. What would you say is the biggest difference you've noticed in your business since joining Redline?
So the biggest difference since joining Redline, I would say it's the ability to make your business how you want to make your business, but then also you're not left out in the wild by yourself. There's just so much opportunity out there. There's 1,000 different ways to run a real estate career. And when you first get into real estate, you're going to be thinking, you won't even know what direction to take. So what Redline does is they get rid of the fog. They really get you to focus on what you're good at. And maybe there's a couple things that you haven't tried before, but they support you and they just lift you up, and they want you to succeed. So the Redline group has been nothing but good. It's really helped give me clarity and focus, and it's opened doors where I'm just charging towards them. So
when it comes to the culture and the model at Redline, what type of agent do you think it's a good fit for?
Yeah, so Redline is a good fit for somebody that is hungry and wants to get business. But it's also for the agents that they're hungry, but they don't know what path to take. There's so much information out there. And if you're kind of feeling a little bit lost, maybe you're part of a traditional team and you're just tired of not thriving and you're just hanging on by your fingernails on the edge, Redline gives you a real strong base foundation of how to succeed. There's so many opportunities and there's an immense amount of training that we have at Redline that if you have a specific area that you want to be very good at, Redline will have that opportunity sitting out in front of you. And you just have to go grab it and then just run with it. So there's an immense amount of growth that can happen at this Redline company that I'm now a partner at. And it's unbelievable. So if you just want to come join the Redline group or you just want to see what it's all about, we're open to that. We're open to anybody that wants to come and see it. And if you're the right fit, then it's totally worth the jump.
Yeah, for sure. And if someone's watching right now and we've piqued your curiosity, reach out to Jordan, reach out to myself. We'd love to chat about the Redline difference with you. 2 more quick questions for you, Jordan. Who you work with matters is more than just a tagline that we've trademarked. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, so who you work with matters is such an accurate statement for Redline. I think it's a 2-pronged meaning to this phrase. So first off, it's the client, the facing client. Who you work with matters because you need to work with somebody that takes care of you in every aspect of the real estate transaction. They have to be a good person. You have to work hard. You have to be kind. You have to be just have good character. That's the first part of who you work with matters. But the second part is the culture within Redline. It's unbelievable. You'll come to one of our monthly meetings and there'll be a room filled with Redliners. And everybody is pushing the same direction. We're all trying to make each other succeed. We're more than happy when somebody's successful. We're supporting everybody in the room. There's nobody that comes in that doesn't feel welcome. So who you work with really matters because real estate can be such a lonely world if you're out there on your own and there's all kinds of stuff happening. But if you have that team aspect and you can just reach in when you need to, I think that's the biggest part of who you work with matters.
Of course, I have to know, what do you love about real estate?
So what I love about real estate is I spent so many years of my career, my professional working career, in the technical sales. So it was like temperature limits, pressure limits, material grade of tubing and valves, that type of thing. But now I'm shifting into, there's still lots of data and all the information that you need to know, but I'm now shifting into the emotional world of sales. So you get to meet the most interesting people. Like there's a grandma that I met and she's got 150,000 followers on TikTok. There's another guy that he creates humanoid robots to do dangerous jobs. So there's just a plethora of people all over the spectrum. So my worldview has just been blown out of the water and I'm starting to meet a lot of new people and new clients. And then another thing too is real estate is not the same every single day. There is something new that pops up every day that I've been in real estate. And that's what keeps things super interesting, super fun, super challenging. And it really makes me want to thrive for the next day, the next day, the next day, because there's something new that's gonna come.
Yeah, I love that. Great answer. And again, really appreciate you coming on today. I wish you just incredible success going into the future, and thank you.
Well, thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me, and this was a good chat.